safe here in Baytown. And without any further ado, it's all yours, Officer Anderson.
Good morning. Y'all happy to be out here? Y'all should be real happy you're in the shade. It's nice and warm over here. At least we got a little breeze. I am Officer Norman Anderson, and this is my partner Sam. And Sam and I have been doing mounted patrol. Well, Sam and I together have been doing mounted patrol for about 4 years. I've been doing it for about 16 years now. I was one of the original members of the mounted patrol when we first started. And I'm the one that's still hanging in there trying to keep things going. And we started mounted patrol because we like using the horses because the horses are so big. If you look at where I'm sitting right now, I can see all over the tops of y'all, but I can see in between these cars, and I can see way over there. And if I'm in my police car, I'm way down here. And in my police car, I can't see that much. So it's really nice to have the horses when you work in the parks or if you work in a parking lot. So I can also ride up to a car and I can see inside. So if there's a bad guy and he has something in there he's not supposed to have, I can see it in his car. It also makes it nice if it's a big crowd, like at Bicentennial Park, the 4th of July, when there's a whole bunch of people, I can see everybody, but I can get through the crowd real easy, where the police officers that are on foot, they can't see everything and it's hard for them to get through the people. People usually move for the horses. But see how when he gets real close, you're really watching to see what's going to happen? That's because he weighs a whole lot more than you do and you don't want him stepping on you. That's what happens when I get in the crowd. The people start moving out of the way because they don't want him stepping on them. If you notice, he's backing up for me. It's real important that he does what I want him to. We can move him around, and I can move him into a crowd or up next to something. He'll go sideways for me, and he'll go backwards and forward, and we can run or walk. We have to teach him this just like you have to go to school and learn. Sam has to go to school too. He has to go through a basic mounted patrol school, and then every year we go back to school to make sure he remembers what we've been teaching him. And in our school, we have things like a bunch of obstacles that we have to make him to walk through or walk over things to get him used to it. And that's what I brought today, these little pool noodles. We put those together to teach the horses just to walk through things, to trust us and push through something that won't hurt them. So I'll show you what we do with it. It's not real exciting, but it's a big thing for him because he's really afraid when he first sees something like this. What the horses want to do, they want to do what's easy. He doesn't want to walk through something, he wants to go around it. So I have to teach him that it's okay to push through it and trust me if I tell him to go through something. Now he does that really, really easy. But that's because we've done it a bunch of times and he trusts me and he knows that I'm not going to make him do something that'll get him hurt. But when he first started, he didn't want to walk through those. We had to teach him to trust us, and a lot of the horses have problems with it, and we have to maybe open that up a little more and get them used to it and then close it up and get them to walk through it. But Sam's done a really good job, and that's why I bring Sam out each time, is because he's done so well for me. My first horse was D'Artagnan, and he did it for about 12 years. And it was hard to find another horse that could replace him because he was so good. But Sam's done a great job. If you notice the gray horse back there, that's TC. TC came from the SPCA. He was a rescue horse. And I brought him in and put him through a school, and he did a great job going through the school. He's real good with the obstacles. The only difference, if you notice, Sam just kind of stands here and watches you and relaxes. TC doesn't relax that much. TC wants to go. He doesn't like to stand still. So when I let y'all pet the horses in a few minutes, I'm going to bring them up to the curb, and you're going to come up and pet them, but I want you to stay on the grass when you pet them, because TC moves around a lot. If he doesn't see you, he can step on your feet. So that's why you want to stay in front of him. And anytime that we're out and you want to come up and talk to the horses, always stay in front of my feet. If you're in the front part, I can see you and I can watch you, and I don't have to worry about you getting stepped on. Jesse, come here. Have any of y'all been out to see the horses before? If you've been here before, you've seen Jesse. He's my son. He's been coming out for about 3 or 4 years because he works cheap. So I like to use him. And Jesse's going to show you why we like to use the horses when we're working with a crowd and we have to arrest somebody. If a bad guy's out there and I have to arrest him, I can still do that even on the horse. But I don't want to get off the horse to do it. Because it's not safe for me. If I get off, then I have to hold my horse and I have to watch him, and it gets to be a real big problem. Step up here. Put your hands straight out to your side, palms up, turn around and back to him. Now, if he was out on the street, I wouldn't be this nice to him, but I would tell him, you know, put your hands out, your palms up. Now step back towards my voice. And then I could get his hand, just like I'm shaking his hand, and I can pull him up here. Now, I'm going to be pretty easy on him because I have to pay for his medical bills. But if I have his arm up here on the top, he tries to run from me, all I have to do is push down. He's not going to run very far. He's going to stop real quick. Now, we can roll this hand forward, and I can put a handcuff on him right here, and then I tell him to give me that other one, and we handcuff him together. And that's all you have to do to handcuff somebody when you're on the horse. So it's kind of nice that I can do that, and then if he wants to try to run away, I can just give him a good push. He's going to fall down with his hands behind his back. But we can do just about anything we need to on the horse as long as we're outside working with the crowd. It's a great tool to have. Now, does anybody have any questions they want to ask before we start petting them? Oh, that's got to be a first. What's that?
Is there all the policemen, are they all trained to know the horses?
No, we have 6